Hi students. See, this is chemistry in everyday life. Already we discussed in live class what are medicine. The basic things are we discussed. Now the therapeutic actions of drugs. That is therapeutic actions of drugs means what are the types. That is different class of the drugs we are using in everyday life. First one is there are few types are there. The first one is antacid. Then second one is antihistamine. Third one is neurological active drugs. The neurological active drugs further classified tranquilizers and analgesic drugs. Then this analgesic drug further classifies non-narcotic drugs and narcotic drugs. The non-narcotic means that is non-addictive. The narcotic means addictive drugs. Then the fourth one is antimicrobials. Antimicrobials further classifies two types. That is, one is antibiotics. The second one is antiseptic and disinfectants. Then last one is antifertility drugs. So these are the classifications of the drugs. That is the therapeutic actions of drugs. There is a different classification. So we are going to see only these five. These five, the different classification also, subclassification, subdivisions also there. We can discuss what are the medicines we are using, what are the treatments are using this medicines. These things we are going to discuss now. First we will discuss antacid, then antihistamine, neurological drugs, antimicrobials and antifertility drugs. First we will discuss the antacid. The antacid. So antacid means what? That is anti-acid. Antacid means that is anti-acid. That is opposite of acid. Anti-acid means that is opposite of acid. See, opposite of acid. That means the HCl and pepsin. HCl and pepsin. The overproduction of HCl and pepsin in stomach, it causes irritations, pain. Sometimes causes pain, irritation. Sometimes it's very serious. It's called that is called ulcer. So the HCl and pepsin, the overproduction means that is too much disturbance means sometimes the body will get disturbed. So that is why we have to cure this using of this medicine. That medicine is antacid. So this is acid. So already you know that acid treatment with base, it gets neutralized. So acid get treatments with base. For example, sodium carbonate, NaHCO3. See, this is the very common thing. We are using this drugs means sodium carbonate, hydrogen carbonates means what happened? It is a mild base. This is a mild base. With the help of this, releases sometimes only. Releases in few times. Few times means short times. Suppose this happens in we are eating that undigestible foods like heavy foods like masala foods. What happens? This gets that anti-acids are produced more. See, when production of HCl and pepsin, they neutralize with NaHCO3, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate. So overproduction of this means also a problem. So the alternate way is sometimes we are that is medicine name is gelusil, anacin. These are called the antacid treatment medicine. These contain aluminium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. So magnesium hydroxide. See, these two medicines are insoluble substance. This is our insoluble substance. So the react with this acid, react with base, it get neutralized. So we can use this the antacid medicine. Sometimes the affected, sometimes it causes, I already said, it causes ulcer also. That case is very severe, very advanced level. So that the affected part you have to remove. That's mean with the help of doctors, that is called operation, ulcer operation. So you have to remove that part. Then only the problem will solve. Otherwise, it causes deaths also. Okay, this is the antacid. So we are using nowadays. We are using so many antacid medicines in market. That is ranitidine, then ranitidine, cimetidine, and histamine. So these are the very common drugs are we are using the antacids. So that very common medicine is Omis 20, Omeprazole, and pantoprazole. These are the importance for the antacids medicine. Okay. The next week we will see antihistamine. The next is antihistamines. See, the antihistamines are drugs which are treated to the allergic. Sometimes we are getting allergies, that is dust allergies. Sometimes food allergic. So these are the responsible for the mainly. See, it is responsible for the nasal congestion associated with the common cold and the allergic response to pollen. So these are called antihistamine. See, the synthetic drugs are, that is the synthetic drugs are dimetap, that is called brompheniramine. Brompheniramine. This is dimetap and dimetane. These two are called brompheniramine. Then another one is called celdane, and also called terfenadine. And these are the very common medicine for the antihistamine. So this is for treatment for allergic function. So we are using this medicine for antihistamine. The next is tranquilizer. The third one is tranquilizer. Before that, the antihistamines, the drugs, that the drug structures are given in the textbook, that NCRT textbook. Also the ranitidine, cimetidine, histamine. These structures are also given. The structures are no need. Just you have to know that the medicine name, the drug's name you must know. Then third one is neurological active drugs. Neurological active drugs. See, the neurological active drugs further classified into two types, that is tranquilizer and analgesic. First we will discuss the tranquilizer, then analgesics. See, the tranquilizer. What is the tranquilizer? The tranquilizer means this effect of the message transfer mechanism. This is message transfer mechanism from nerve to mechanism, from nerves to receptor. Message transformation mechanism from nerves to receptor. These are the tranquilizer. See, the tranquilizers drugs mainly depressions, stress, relieving of stress, um, then anxiety. So mental stress, there is mental disease, mental stress. So we are using the tranquilizer medicine. This is message transfer mechanism from nerves to a receptor. This mainly the main dosage is sleeping pills. Sleeping pills. See, mind takes rest. That's why the sleeping dosage are very important. See, without consulting doctor, these medicines are taken mean it causes death also, because the sleeping pills are like that. Okay, so it is without advised doctors means it's very dangerous. Then the analgesic drugs. There's tranquilizer drugs, then analgesic drugs. See, before that, the tranquilizer, some medicines are there. I already said that sleeping doses medicine. That is, see, for example, the noradrenaline, noradrenaline is the mainly one of the neurotransmission. This is the one of the neurotransmission that plays a major role in mood changes. See, sometimes you feel like very happy, you feel sometimes very sad. That is the mood changes. So this plays a major role. So the level is sometimes the level is very low, means you undergo some depressant, that is anti depressant mode. So that the antidepressant drugs, that is iprionazid and phenelzine, this is the mainly uses for the drugs. That is, if the enzyme is inhibit, for example, these drugs are inhibit the enzymes catalyst. Already we discussed the enzyme catalyst in previous classes also. So the enzyme catalyst, the degradation of the noradrenaline. Say, if the enzyme is inhibited, that important neurotransmitter is slowly metabolized and can active its receptor for long period of time. So this is called a depression. So the iprionazid and phenelzines are two types of drugs for the antidepressant. Then some tranquilizer like this is also tranquilizer, that is namely chlorodiazepoxide, mepromobate and equanil. See, these are the controlling of hypertension, depression, like this. So these are the tranquilizer drugs. Okay. Then next is these structures are these medicine structures are given in the textbook, so you can see that. Then next is analgesic drugs. The analgesic drugs further two types, that is non-narcotic and narcotic types. Okay, we will see. The next, analgesics. The analgesics drugs classified, that is two types. One is non-narcotic, that is non-addictive drugs, and narcotic drugs. These are two types, classified into two types. First, you want to know the analgesic. The analgesics mean the reduce or abolish pain without cause impairment of the consciousness, mental confusions, that is or paralysis, some other disturbance of the nervous system. These are classified the two types, that is one is non-narcotic, another one is narcotic drugs. The non-narcotic drugs, first is non-narcotic analgesics drug, that is non-addictive. Usually the example is aspirin, paracetamol. These belong to these classes, that is non-narcotic drugs. See, the aspirin is the most familiar example. The aspirin, like usually the aspirin inhibits the synthesis of chemical. See, aspirin inhibits the synthesis of chemicals known as the prostaglandins, which stimulate inflammations in the tissues and cause pain. So this important medicines of the analgesic drugs. And the next is and also non-addictive. This is a non-addictive drugs. See, the next one is narcotic. Then the narcotic analgesics medicine, that is narcotic analgesics means this is addictive drugs. This is addictive drugs like heroin, codeine, morphine, like this. These are the addictive drugs, and it causes overdose. It causes death also, and it's toxic also. Overdose means toxic. See, the narcotic analgesics usually morphine. That is the morphine, codeine, and that heroin. These are the relieve pains and produce sleeps. Reduce pain and also produce sleeps. It is a poisonous, like a poisonous drugs. The overdose means it causes death. So some structures are given. There is morphine, heroin, codeine, or structures are given in the NCERT textbook. Just go through it. Then next is antibiotics. The next is antibiotics. This is also very important one. The antibiotics. What are antibiotics? First, you must know the antibiotic. The antibiotics are medicine that help stop infection caused by bacteria. The antibiotics mean medicine that help stop infection caused by the bacteria. That means they do this by killing of bacteria or keeping them from copying themselves or reproduction. So that the word antibiotics mean that is against life. Antibiotics means against life. Any drugs that kill germs in your body. This is technically called antibiotics. The antibiotics, the function of antibiotics, how it is work. That is function. How it's work. That the antibiotics fights with bacterial infection either by killing bacteria or slow down or suspending its growth. This is the main function of antibiotics. So fight bacterial infection either by killing bacteria or slowing and any suspending that and suspending its growth or stop growth. So this is the main function. They do this by that means the attacking the wall of or coating the surrounding of the bacteria, that is interfering with the bacterial reproduction. So this is the function of the antibiotics. Then uses of the antibiotics. Uses of the antibiotics. The uses of antibiotics also known, that is the antibacterials or medication that destroys this destroys or slow down or stop growth the bacteria. So this is the uses of this. And see the very important one, the antibiotic cannot treat viral infection. The viral infection, suppose the patient gets viral infection, we cannot use the antibiotics because of the viral infection such as flu, cold, most cough. You should treat with only the respective medicine. The antibiotics that's not helps because the viral infection is differ from the general thing. Okay. Then some generic medicines, like some generic medicines are there in markets are available. That is called amoxicillin, amoxicillin, doxycycline, cepralaxin, ciprofloxacin, azithromycin, azithromycin, like this. These are the generic medicines. So ofloxacin, so many medicines are there, that is the generic medicines. So these are called antibiotics. The antibiotic function, that is work of antibiotics, then uses of antibiotics, then generic medicines of antibiotics. Some antibiotics that is used, that bactericidal, then bacteriostatic actions are there. I will tell you. See, the antibiotics have either, that is cidal, that is killing, cidal, or static, that is inhibit, that is effect on the microbes. So these are different ways, that is bactericidal and bacteriostatic. Static. See, the bactericidals are penicillin, aminoglycosides, and ofloxacin. Then bacteriostatic, that is erythromycin, tetracycline, and chloramphenicol. See, these are the cidal, that is killing, and static, that is inhibit. So killing or inhibit. See, the range of bacteria or other microorganisms that are affected by certain antibiotics, that is called spectrum actions of the medicine. The spectrum action, that is the antibiotics which kill or inhibit a wide range of gram positive, that is gram positive, and the gram negative. Gram positive and the gram negative bacteria are said to be called broad spectrum antibiotics. Broad spectrum antibiotics. So the gram positive and gram negatives are called, that is broad spectrum antibiotics. Then the gram positive or gram negative bacteria are also narrow spectrum antibiotics. So the effect against the single organism disease, they are called referred to as a limited spectrum analysis, that is limited spectrum antibiotics. The common example, the penicillin, the given examples are amoxicillin, ampicillin. So these are the examples of the bactericidal and bacteriostatic medicines. Okay, this is the antibiotics and the brief explanation. These are the brief explanation. Okay, the next we have to see disinfectant, antiseptic and disinfectant. See, the antiseptic and disinfectant. See, they are similar to the antibiotics, like same, the antiseptic and disinfectants also either killing or stop growth or prevent the growth of the microorganism, both antiseptic and disinfectant. The differences between the antiseptic and disinfectant, like see, first antiseptic. The antiseptics are applied through the living tissues. See, we can apply in the living tissues. See, such as wounds, cut, ulcer, and diseased skin surfaces. Like we can use the soframycin, furacin. These are the examples of the antiseptics. Then, and also that like antibiotic, commonly that is used for antiseptic, that is in Dettol. The Dettol is a mixture of chlorosilinol and terphenyl. See, these are the mixture of the chlorosilinol and terphenyl of mixture of the Dettol component. See, and also there is the biothianol. The biothianol and added the soap in part. That is a soap contain the biothianol. The biothianol and soap impart of antiseptic properties, like such as similarly tincture of iodine in tincture. So the tincture of iodine, that is 2 to 3%, that is 2 to 3% solution of alcohol in water mixture is known as tincture of iodine, that is iodine compound mixed with that alcoholic water, that is 2 to 3%. This is called tincture of iodine. See, this applied to wounds. That is also used iodoform also used as a antiseptic. Iodoform used as a antiseptic for wound. That is the borine powder, that is called boric acid, diluted aqueous solution, that is a weak antiseptic for the eyes. Okay, so these are called antiseptic. Then the next is disinfectant. The disinfectant, the same, these are also killing or stop growth the microorganism, killing or stop growth the or prevent the microorganism. This is harmful for living tissues. This is harmful for living tissues. So this is only applied to the intimate object like floors, drainage systems, the instrument. We can use the disinfectant. So the substance can act as a antiseptic as well as disinfectant by varying the concentration only. Here the 2 to 3% of iodine, that is alcohol in water, that is 0.2%, that is 0.2% solution of phenol. 0.2% solution of phenol is an antiseptic, while it is 1% solution of is called a disinfectant. Okay, so 0.2% is solution of phenol is called antiseptic, while it's 1%, that is 1% solution is disinfectant. 1% mean it acts as a disinfectant, that is the concentration increases. So the concentration increases, this is harmful for the living tissues. The concentration is like this, 0 up to 0.2% solution is act as a antiseptic. So this is the differences between the antiseptic and disinfectant. The living tissues is we can apply it in the living tissues. This is harmful for living tissues. This is non-harmful. Okay. The next, anti-fertility drugs. This is the last one, the therapeutic action of the drugs. We will see the anti-fertility drugs. The anti-fertility drugs. The anti-fertility drugs, where it is uses, why we are using this. See, the increased population has caused many social problems like food resources, employment, and environmental issues. So these are the problems are arises. More population mean we are facing this problem also. That's why we are controlling this with the help of the anti-fertility drugs. See, the control this problem, population is required to be controlled. That means the concept is called family planning. The family planning that there use that anti-fertility drugs. That is the both control pills essential contain like the mixture of synthetic estrogen. That is mixture of synthetic estrogen and progesterone derivatives. See, both of the components are called hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone, that is the derivatives, that is both of the components called hormones. So we are some examples of anti-fertility drugs is norethindrone. Example of drugs is norethindrone, novostrel. These are the common example. The novostrel is ethynylase triadyl, that is the novostrel, simply novostrel. So these are the anti-fertility drugs. So the therapeutic action of drugs is 5 types, that is classifications, different classification is antibiotics, antiseptics, antihistamines, then neurological active drugs, then anti-fertility drugs. So these are the therapeutic actions of the drug classification. Next we can discuss chemicals in food. That chemicals in food next class we will discuss. Thank you.